welcome to the Paper Snob. This is Tara. Today I am working on my Master Forger layout for challenge number 1 over at Counterfeit Kit Challenge blog. I will have that blog linked below so that you can go check out what the guest designer has created for this challenge as well. Our guest designer for the month of January is Kristin over at Scrappin' on the Fly. Her information will also be linked below so that you can go leave her some love. I don't know if she will be doing a video for this challenge or not, but she will post it on the community group as well as on Instagram. So let's talk about what else I'm doing. I am also working on baby gut scraps. This piece of Heidi Swap pattern paper was in one of my 2023 kits. I don't really remember which one it was at this point, probably September, but maybe even August. It's just a leftover piece, and I'm going to use that to mat my photos. I've also got a couple of scraps of white here. I probably will only use that one. I have a stripy scrap, and this is a branding strip. My photos are of my kitten, and the challenge for January 12th over at CKC is Cozy Adventures, and you can interpret that any way you would like. Now, I'm the one that came up with the challenges for the month of January over there, and the reason I chose Cozy Adventures is because that was the title of the Hip Kit Club collection in the December 2023 main kit, which is our inspiration kit to Counterfeit this month. And so I thought that collection name made a great challenge. And what's funny is I didn't actually use my December 2023 Hip Kit for my Counterfeit kit. I actually built my kit from previous Hip Kit stash, and lo and behold, in my chipboard phrase set is the word Cozy Adventure. So I will be using that for a title on my layout. You could interpret that any way that you would like. You can use it as a title. You can just use it as a theme for your layout. It's not really all that set in stone. So this little guy was so tiny that he wasn't big enough to jump up yet onto the recliner where he liked to sleep. And so he climbed. And then he curled up in a ball and went to sleep. These days, he just jumps up from the floor to the top of the recliner and sleeps on the back. Anyway, so I'm going to go ahead and get started with this layout. I have other bits and pieces for my Counterfeit kit in here as well. The house pattern paper that I have here, it is not scraps. It is my full sheet. I just cut it into 3 strips, and I'm going to use it something like this, but anyway, you'll see as I get to building this. I will be right back. All right, so right off the top, I'm going to go ahead and build this background. And as you can see, I am putting the 3 strips of paper like I showed you in the intro, and I will be adhering those down with my ATG. So, again, this is a Baby Got Scraps layout as well as my challenge layout for CKC. And I do want to point out that this was not a scrap. This is a full sheet of paper that I cut basically into thirds. Not quite, because I was following the rows of houses versus the actual measurements, because I wanted to make sure that you could see houses on top and bottom. But I wanted to use the whole sheet of paper, so I flipped over the back side and put that yellow bit in there, which I really, really like. Now, initially, I was actually going to mat my photos with this, but I decided it was too dark, and so I'm just going to cut a large mat that will house my matted photos in the center of the layout, just like that. I don't really know what size that is. It looks to be about 8 by 8-ish. And then I'm going to take my little photos and I'm going to go ahead and mat those with the white cardstock. I went ahead and finished matting those photos off camera, and I'm going to cut down my little strip of pattern paper here. I'm going to use that kind of as an anchor point for my photos. Now I tend to overlay things across my anchoring point, just like there, and I just kind of plop those photos down there, a little bit wonky. I'm going to add one of those acrylic cameras. Those came from an old Freckled Fawn kit. I'm not real positive which one. And then I pulled out these beautiful acrylic hearts. I really wanted to use more than one or two of them, and I think I only end up using one in the end, because I wanted to also put some flowers on here. I know he's a boy kitty. Trust me, he doesn't care if I put flowers on his layouts. He probably doesn't care if I ever scrapbook him ever. So he does like to sit on my layouts, though. If you see me on Facebook, he's always sitting on something. And like I said, I was going to use this title from this chipboard phrase sheet. It says Cozy Adventure, and that goes for my challenge over at Counterfeit Kit Challenge blog. Makes me happy that I actually had that title on here, and it was quite accidental. I didn't even have that in front of me when I was writing out the challenges this month. I was actually looking at my December 2023 hip kit because I am a subscriber, and so that does mean that I have it. And you know, it would have been perfectly fine if I had just used that as my counterfeit kit. That would be a great and easy way to do it. But with it being the holiday season, I wasn't sure how fast they would get the kits to us, and so I decided to build my own from scratch. And that's good because I did use a lot of older hip kit stash, plus a couple of things that are non-hip kit, which makes me happy. And so I'm going to add these little flower bits and pieces in here just as some decoration. I am trying to keep my focus on the photo, and that's where I take off that second heart because I decided I wanted the flowers more than I wanted that heart. And now I'm just going to kind of put some leafy bits and other pieces in here just to try to finish this off. This is a really fast layout, and I will come back in later and glue things down, but I'll put some foam adhesive and various bits and pieces on it as well. I'm still kind of digging through these floral pieces, trying to see if I can find other things. All right, I got my layout done, and I'm quite happy with the way it turned out. It meets the requirements for the Baby Got Scraps YouTube hop that we're doing using scraps, and it also is for my Counterfeit Kit Challenge blog, challenge number 1 that I put out on the blog. I will link that down below, so if you want to play along with that challenge, you are more than welcome to, and you can share it with me on our Facebook community group, which is also linked in the blog post on Counterfeit Kit Challenge blog. If you are not a member of that community, you can join. We'd love to have you. We enjoy having new members, and we enjoy interacting with our members. If you just want to play along, you can tag me on Instagram. I will have my Instagram account linked below, and you can just tag me there. But I do want to thank you for being here. I appreciate all of my subscribers. I thank you for the likes and comments that you give my videos. Those are so appreciated, and I just want to say I love you guys. Have a great rest of your day. Bye.